You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry ChillyBoy Chilson, and this is a new Game of Thrones reaction video. And as always, for all of the Game of Thrones content here on the channel, I am joined by my co-host Tyler. Hey, Tyler.
Hello, it's what season 6. We're
Woo!
we're getting we're getting towards the end. Well, not too many seasons left. It's kind of crazy thing. We're already on season 6 out of 8.
Our last
Uh
full 10 episode season
oh really?
begins
Yeah.
today.
Oh, so
Yeah.
the season gets shorter after this.
Yeah, seasons start dwindling down. A little bit longer episodes overall, but a
Oh,
lot
so
less
it's
episodes.
okay. So I guess that makes sense then, and why there would be less. We'll see when we get there. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully, season 6 in general is a bit more. I guess not positive. There's not too many. There's not a lot of uplifting happiness going on in Game of Thrones, but a little bit more upbeat in some degree, just because
A little lighter.
season 5 was a bit of a downer between everything, and especially with the way that we ended. Jon Snow's dead, so that's a big bummer. Didn't
Nice
see that coming.
lingering shot to end the whole
Yeah,
season.
Jon
But we just got
Snow's
news.
dead.
House of
Arya's
Dragon is coming up,
gone.
Tyler.
Yeah,
We got a
yeah.
date now.
August 21st, was it, right? Okay, so what?
We're
We got a
marching
couple
toward
more
that
months.
prequel.
Yeah, I mean, so far so good, right? I mean, I'm excited for the show to some degree. Hey, Matt Smith, more of
Oh,
Morbius
yeah,
fame currently.
we need a redemption after Morbius. So come
Right,
on, Matt.
yeah. I mean, I've always loved Matt Smith. Matt Smith was great as the Doctor in Doctor Who. After that though, it's been a little rocky run. But after, hopefully, House of the Dragon, that'll be the one that really
Yeah.
puts him back on top because
Back on TV,
Terminator,
back to the top.
Morbius. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, we can only hope, right?
Well, as we move into a new season, just take a look at where we're at for our characters. Stannis is dead. He lost
Woo!
the war to Ramsay Bolton. Reek, aka now Theon, it seems, and Sansa ran for the escape and jumped off the walls of Winterfell.
Yeah, jumped somewhere. Jumped into the mystery pile. I assume they live.
Yeah. Samuel and Gilly are on their way down for Samuel to become a maester. Then we have Arya brutally murdering Sir Meryn Trant, which ended up in Jaqen giving her some consequences for those actions, and she's now blind. Ilaria and the Sand Snakes killed Marcella right as she and her dad, Jamie, had a touching moment learning the heritage of it all. Now Jamie and his currently deceased daughter are on their way back to King's Landing. Then we had Tyrion, who will be staying behind in Marine with Grey Worm and Melisandre to try to wrangle in this crazy city. And Varys is here, hopefully to help, but we'll see. While Dario and Jorah go find their woman, they're headed out to the to the
Good for them.
sea of grass to look for Daenerys, who was swarmed by a Dothraki horde. And that's where we left off with her. Seriously,
Hopefully,
though,
before it turks out.
yeah, she's out of jail. The Sparrows let her free, but she
At
had to
what
do a
cost?
walk of atonement, butt ass naked through the streets, getting pelted, getting screamed at. But she does have a new zombie man at her disposal, formerly known as the Mountain. And finally, up at the Night's Watch, Melisandre pieced out of Stannis's camp and is now at Castle Black with Davos, all before Sir Alistair, Ollie, and the rest of the Night's Watch turned on Jon for bringing the wildlings beneath the wall, south of the wall, and they killed him for being a quote unquote traitor. And that is where we left off on
Yeah,
season 5.
perfect summary for why I thought the season was very bleak in general. Just death, 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 death.
A lot of death in episode 10 for sure. A lot of death in season 5, but yeah, I think we get a clue of who might have an important story in this episode with the title, The Red Woman.
That's interesting. She's got a starring role now. She's not a supporter. She's not a supporting character because Stannis is dead. She's a lead.
She took over. She said, "Move to the side, Stannis. It's my time to shine."
Good for her. You know.
All right, Melisandre. I guess we'll see what you got. But let's do it. Let's kick off what many people deem as one of their favorite seasons of the show with season 6.
I'm hoping for another demon baby. Have we been adding some more things to this new season 6 version?
It's like, I don't know. I was watching. I was like, I don't see anything new. I don't think.
You think that the House of the Dragon intro is going to be just as iconic, if not more?
I know. We'll see. See if they create a map or if they do something totally different. Now, you bastards better leave Ghost the hell alone.
They just left John dead there. That's fucked up. I'm sad once again.
Like, yeah, why would you just leave his body laying out just there?
He's just frozen. Oh. Poor Ghost.
The non-bastards of the Night Watch.
I still can't believe he's dead.
Thorn did this. Yes.
Well, and that was probably obvious.
How many of the wizards do you think you can
0.
Does the wolf know you? We
That's
need
it.
all help we can get.
Yes. Go get the wolf.
We're making alliances with the wolf. Do we know where her alliances are? Her legions?
Oh, them flames of yours. I don't know what's going on, but every time you be seeing men fighting in flames, they're dead now.
Yeah, seems like those premonitions or whatever you will call them aren't really too accurate.
Both of the men you thought were fighting champions in those flames died at the end of season 5.
Yeah, you know how it's like dentists, 9 out of every 10 dentists recommend this. She's like the one that gets everything wrong. So we're just gonna have a full-on war in the camp between the two sides.
I did.
Oh, well, at least he admits it, I guess.
All right. Case closed. Confession. Ugh. I hate this man.
He'll have seen we didn't come.
Oh.
Thorn will have made it official by now.
Who is going to help us?
You're not the only ones who owe your lives to Jon Snow.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Find
Listen,
Tormund.
Yeah, you gotta get some wildlings.
Yeah.
Especially the biggest one. 1-1.
He's already showed he could take Alistair down 1-on-1, so let's go.
Yeah.
The master's daughter.
Oh, God.
Well,
She smelled
What a lovely memory.
I wasn't much older, but everybody.
she looks real good for someone who splatted onto the ground.
Certainly were.
Yeah.
What could I do to her that those hounds couldn't?
Oh, never mind.
Oh, well, there we go.
Never mind. That was the good angle.
Buried, burned. This is good meat. Feed it to the hounds.
What?
Your command of the cavalry was impressive.
What the fuck?
Thanks to you, the false king Stannis.
All right. Well,
Do you know who struck the killing blow?
Sick man. Sick,
No remorse.
sick man.
no remorse there. Like, oh, well, thanks. You were great while you were alive. Now I'm going to feed you to my
Do you
dogs.
feel like a victor? They won't back us without Sansa Stark. We no longer have Sansa Stark. You
Good.
played your games with her. Let's hope the maces are right. And Lady Walder's carrying a boy.
Ooh.
Damn. Well, Walda's definitely in danger too, right?
Shit. You just put a target on your damn wife's back.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up there when you think about it. Poor Sansa, always in danger. She's running for her lives for some hounds.
At least it was like a 10-foot snowbank outside of Winterfell, huh?
Yeah, she's on pretty good.
This way is better.
Yeah, might as well freeze to death rather than get ripped
It's-
to shreds.
Yeah, I mean, both options aren't really ideal. It doesn't help that like she's wearing like this long, flowing garb that's gonna soak up all this extra wear weight.
Ooh, I know that water. It's cold.
I don't know.
Looks bitter cold. Oof.
I mean, they may as well take off some of that clothing. They're just gonna, it's gonna just stick to them.
Yeah, just gonna be frozen.
Well, you and I both live in states that are known for being very cold, so we know. She looks about as pale as John.
Yeah, I was like, looks like she's about ready to give in to death at any moment.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
You will.
I don't know if they'll make it in general at this point.
John is Lord Commander of Castle Black.
Well,
He'll help you.
shit.
This is awkward, right? Well, it's been fun, Leon.
I'm glad you got to redeem yourself, I guess, before this.
Uh-oh. Yeah! Oh! Brienne to save the day!
Yeah!
and Podrick.
And Pod.
Look at her go. Ooh.
Ooh.
I
Hi, Brienne. Get up, girl.
All right. Ooh. Dang. look at Pod go.
Hey, Pod.
Ooh, not the jump shot.
Shit.
Ooh. Yeah, he got
hey, Patrick.
good for him. Damn. Come on, Brienne. Yeah. Oh no, it's Leon. Never mind.
All right, yeah.
Good. We're combining the character stories together.
So Sansa, will you go with her this time?
I mean, yeah. You would hope, right? Like, funny seeing you here once again. We meet again at last.
Lady Sansa, I offer my services once again.
Take the offer this time, please. For the hope and sake of everyone.
I swear it by the old gods and the new. Arise.
Friends.
Ooh.
I mean, this is gonna be an awkward situation, but you know.
Ooh. All right. Trying to get used to the short digs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, technically
Yes.
accurate.
She's there, kind of.
I mean, it looks like Cersei's back to her feet. You know,
Like, oh shit.
not
The
looking
happiest we've
too
seen
crazy.
Cersei in how many seasons?
It's gonna be very, very short-lived. You know, moment. You know, images taken right before disaster strikes.
There it is. She's like, what the hell? Why is he by himself on the front of that damn little boat?
Like I said, we saw Cersei happy for a solid 4 seconds.
Oh.
Mm-mm-mm. All this family knows is death. Everybody's dying.
Well, you've got one kid left,
Do you remember the
Cersei.
first time you saw a dead body?
Yay. Where is he, by the way? You know, what's Tom?
All I can think about when she died was what would happen to her now. She was good. I don't know where she came from. She was nothing like me.
Well,
I was gonna say she's
we love a
Yeah.
self-aware queen.
yeah, at least she knows. I'm like, well,
What if I could make
not nicer than I am. Mm-mm.
We're going to take everything there is.
Well, I know they're about to be scheming up some crazy revenge. Just for
Dorn, you
Cersei.
in danger, girl.
Souls of saintly men.
Dorn, Sparrows.
For a single sin they concealed, they were saved.
And
I'd like to see my
haven't seen Marjorie in a hot minute either. No, until now. Shame.
Except Unella be going ham.
And only confession can purge sin.
I have nothing to confess.
I was gonna say, literally, like, what? What does she have to confess for?
But you have many miles to go.
I would have punched him right in his face. Well, we're back.
Always envied Oberyn.
The disappointment.
He lived.
I really thought you were gonna just leave them behind.
He experienced everything.
She said,
I
"Don't
thought he
forget
was,
the
like-
man. He laid with them too."
In Dorne, trying
Yeah.
best to keep my
This is
people
true.
alive.
This
I
is
just-
the first time we've seen him up and about.
As I mean, I didn't know he could walk. Because I thought the whole point was he was spineless. That was the whole joke. Oh. Oh. Not the throne.
Oh.
Oh,
When was the last time you left this palace?
I guess we're we're doing a coup. It seems.
You did nothing.
All right then.
Good for them, I guess.
Here to kill you.
You want her to
No.
do it? Or me?
Your family.
I pick her. I pick Jessica Henwick.
You can kill me.
Or me?
As long as you like choke me out. Close contact death.
Oh, come on. We've seen Chastain and his fighting prowess. But what is Jessica Henwick gonna do with a whip in the room?
Her and that whip.
Oh,
You're a greedy bitch, you know that?
I guess nothing. We're not going to use the whip.
We're never going to fix what's wrong.
This girl loves stabbing people through heads. She got that guy in the sand killing Tristane through the
We're dressed like common merchants.
Sick people, sickos.
You walk like a rich person.
We've spent a lot of time studying the way rich people walk.
You walk as though the paving stones were your personal property.
Starting off strong with the banter here.
Prosa. I think she want to eat her baby. See how Valeria could agree. Gloria out the Pagonjila.
Many of the former slaves feel that Daenerys has abandoned them.
She did fly away on a dragon and not come back.
She wanted to come
That's
back.
kind of. I was say it's kind of not her fault there. Blame Drogon.
My little birds have already taken wing. Soon they'll return, singing songs of men in gold masks.
Varys is gonna get down to the nitty gritty, huh?
He's
Gonna
already
find
on the
out.
case.
Good for him.
Oh, what the hell's all this? Oh shit.
Oh. That does not look promising. Who did this? Oh, our two best friends. I guess the field wasn't that far away then, right? Oh,
There we go.
well, we know Drogon's been here.
Think our friend got him.
Don't know anything
What else do you
else
think?
than
Right? What
Very-
else could it
very
be,
smart.
Dari?
Very smart observation skills there.
That's why you're a fighter, Dari. I'm not a thinker.
Too smart to like it.
Coming back. Why?
You know why?
Or it's just like, why do you keep trying?
Frustrating. Wanting someone
Give
to
up,
watch
man.
back.
Hey.
Who?
Of course it is.
Oh, hey, it's spreading. I was wondering if that was actually a thing. Still, let's just
Talking
keep
about
it
his
hidden.
mortality, he's getting nervous.
Well, you know how it goes. You know, it's like in the zombie movies when someone is bit and they don't tell anybody, and they slowly just turn.
Uh-oh. Well, I guess, yeah, when you have, like, tens of thousands of horses doing circles, it's gonna leave a mark on the grass.
Generally, that'd be my guess. Where is Droga?
He's back to piecing out. That was enough human interaction for a little while. I need my away time.
He's choosing to be anti-social once again, I guess.
Oh, there's so many.
I know. And she's all shackled up. We're back to square one. Like it's like, all right, I guess. Ooh.
Oof.
Well, that's not very friendly. Well, she's gonna remember them probably. Jesus. Now they're like, oh crap, she can understand and speak her language.
It's like, girl, what you talking about?
I mean, that's like a lot of names.
Yeah, those titles don't help you out much when all your peeps ain't behind you, girl.
All right, we love a confident saying, no thanks, not doing any of that. All right, lucky break. Doesn't sound that appealing.
And it's like, I don't
We're all
want
gonna
to.
hang out.
I don't want to go
We're
to
all
the
gonna
old
hang
folks'
together.
home thing.
Yeah, we're just all gonna hang out together and be sad together. Oh no, sorry. Damn, she really hit rock bottom, didn't she?
Uh-oh.
Oh god.
So sad.
Just came to rub it in, huh?
Stand and fight, blind girl.
All right, we're just gonna use the blind woman now. That's real friendly. Now this is just mean.
Oh.
I think she's getting a little bit too much enjoyment out of this.
Oof, shit. God.
This feels personal.
Now, this doesn't feel like a training session, ma'am. This feels like abuse.
I mean, this feels personal. It's like, and I'll be back tomorrow to whoop you some more. Ghost is ready.
He knows that bitch outside the door.
Yeah, he probably does.
Like, I smell the scent of evil.
Always the red woman.
What's one redhead gonna do against 40 armed men?
Well, let me tell you. Random person. All right. Always looking into the flames. That's a nice looking mirror. All right.
Doing what she does.
What is this reflection? What the hell is this? What happened?
Wow.
Damn. She had the best Instagram filter on I've ever seen.
Say jewelry makes the woman, I guess.
Hey, more power to her. All right, Red Woman. Just when I thought that we'd seen all of her secrets, I guess she's actually pretty old. I would be traumatized if I walked into that room and it was her, looking that way.
We're expecting to see Melisandre and you find this.
Oh, that's how we end the episode? Just end off with that weird reveal? Okay.
Like,
hey, actually, Melisandre is like 800,000 years old.
Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, when did she become like the Crypt Keeper?
All All right. Well, who would have thought that an age reveal would have been the big
Season
moment
6.
of season 6 starting us off?
Well, I was wondering why there wasn't very much Red Woman.
Yeah, that was our premiere of season 6. So we start off this episode with John just still laying out there in the snow.
Pretty
They
much,
just
yeah.
literally left his ass out there to petrify in the cold.
Disrespect.
Davos finds him, Ed and the other loyal folks of the Night's Watch to John pull him into a little room with Ghost. Melisandre comes in as well. They kind of start to stage a little bit of a coup, a little bit of a last stand against Alistair and his men. While Sir Alistair convinces the other men of the Night's Watch that this was their only choice, that he didn't do it out of malice. He did it to save the Night's Watch because John was going to destroy them and the watch itself. And then we'll just get to that last reveal. Even though it's the end of the episode, it ties into this beginning part. We see Melisandre, obviously referred to from Davos, and like, well, maybe we can recruit her for some help because I've seen her do some crazy shit. So maybe she can help us out.
Pretty much, yeah.
And we see just how much magic she's using at all times, because when she takes off that glowing red necklace, well, her true age is revealed. So how did you feel about everything up at the Night's Watch this episode?
I mean, it was pretty good. It was definitely one of the more intriguing storylines of the episode. I mean, I figured there was going to be some kind of divide here because there were people that actually do like Jon Snow and also don't like Alistair. I don't know, what can you really do? Because he's now he's gotten most of the people on their side, and there's just, I guess, the strength in numbers part. That's why they're going to have a boost, hopefully, with Melisandre. I mean, clearly we've seen Melisandre pulled out some crazy theatrics throughout the seasons. Definitely did not expect her to be a very old woman out of the blue. I wonder if anyone's going to witness that or see the transformation or whatnot, because that was a very interesting reveal to kind of just keep in the bag for so many seasons. We're season 6 now, and we just now realized that she's actually a very old woman, using magic to appear much more attractive. Hopefully, Davos and all them, they can work something out because they are the better portion of the Night's Watch that I do enjoy. I don't know. So I hope that they work things out. It's very intriguing to see the divide. Although I do find it kind of interesting how Sir Alistair said it wasn't out of malice and all that stuff, and then you just see this big old traitor sign right behind his dead body. It's like, no, that seems like there was some sort of ill intent there. But
they're waiting too. They got people posted up in case them wildlings come on in. So I don't know. Might have another war up at the Night's Watch.
I mean, yeah. So it seems like it's just chaos there every time. I mean, I'm glad Samwell got out of there before all that stuff hit the fan.
Well, then over in Winterfell, Ramsay is feeding his little side piece to his dogs after she's dead.
As you do, normally.
And then we hear him getting scolded by his father, who's like, "Are you happy with yourself now? Yay, you beat a beaten army. Stannis and his army weren't shit, basically. Good job. Now we lost Sansa, we lost the North, and how do you expect us to beat the Lannisters, huh? So I hope that my wife has a son." I'm like, oh, maybe don't put your wife up to the chopping block like that, Ruth. But
well, we've seen Ramsay is very unhinged, so maybe we shouldn't maybe we shouldn't push him too far into one direction.
Well, then we see that Sansa and Theon did escape. They made it, and they're on the run, freezing to death on their last legs when they are found by the hounds and the Bolton men. But Brienne, she's still roaming around out there after killing Stannis.
Somewhere, yeah.
And she finds them, and basically her with an assist from Pod and a baby assist from Theon mow all of the Boltons down. And this time thankfully, Sansa accepts her pledge of loyalty. So Brienne now with Sansa and Theon, and of course Pod. So, how'd you feel about the other stuff in the north, out and around Winterfell?
It was pretty good. I mean, the trek, I guess you could say, with Theon and Sansa, it was just like, okay, well, obviously something has to hit the fan here because they're just roaming around in the snow with no real sense of where they're going to go. It seems like just a runaway. I'm glad that Brienne and Podrick were at least in the relative area to save the day. I mean, I like those characters a lot, so it's exciting for them to just swoop in and save the day. We saw Podrick in action. He's got got more fighting prowess now, thanks to those lessons that Brienne gave him. So it was really exciting just seeing that fight go down in that way. And, you know, it was also just fun because it was a little bit more chaotic and well shot. I think it was one of the more well shot Brienne fights so far. So that was pretty great because we had a lot of, like, you know, horse battle. That's what I mean. The choreography was a lot better this time around compared to some of the other fights that Brienne's been in. It was also just great to see a fight because, you know, we didn't get to see the big epic battle at the end of last season with Stannis's men and the Boltons. Very vile. Just like, oh, this woman that I was like kind of friends, lovers with, you know, we had a great run. We're not going to waste your meat. We're going to feed you to the dogs. No social attachment, no other kind of attachment. It was just like, all right, well, we had a good run. You're dead, and we're not going to bury you or anything sentimental. We're not sentimental people around the book. Clearly, because he's clearly, you know, apple doesn't fall too far from the tree when he gets scolded by his father in the same kind of fashion where he just puts him down about everything, you know, and his decision making. And hopefully Walda has a boy, which is something that you shouldn't say to your child. Like, that's very traumatizing. I mean, they're both terrible people. So, I mean, Walda, I don't really have an opinion of, but I hope that she somehow runs away before it's too late. Because now, like you said in the reaction, that, you know, now she has a target on her back, probably, if she doesn't have a boy. Even if she doesn't have a boy, you never really know with Ramsay.
Well, then we see Cersei looking the happiest she ever looked in this whole show. Maybe I mean, it was what.
For a solid 4 or 5 seconds, she was very happy,
beaming for a moment, and then she saw that boat creeping close, and the face crack ensued as Jaime rolled up alone, and you could see the covered body behind him. You know, she has that moment of mourning for Marcella, and Jaime, you know, pep talking her, like,
hyping her up. Yeah.
we gonna take everything from everybody now. We gotta take it all, kill everybody, burn it all to the ground. This is ours. Meanwhile, Marjorie still not confessing. She's holding out stronger than Cersei.
Well, she doesn't have like as much to really confess for. I just think it's so preposterous. Like, I mean, Cersei has done dozens of terrible things throughout the last several seasons, whereas Marjorie's crime is she lied to people about her brother being gay. That's it. Like, see, they don't correlate at all, punishment wise. Yeah.
The High Sparrow sends our girl Unella away. Says she's a little overzealous, but he's like, no, girl, you must confess. You know, you have to. And she's like, for what?
I mean, I agree.
He's like, what? Are you pure from any sin? And tells her, I can feel it. You're on the right path, Marjorie, but we have miles to go still. So who knows what he means with all of that mess.
Whatever, yeah.
How'd you feel about the little bit we got in King's Landing?
I mean, it was sad because, I mean, even if Cersei's kind of like up in the air kind of character when it comes to morality, I guess, you know, she's kind of in that gray area where, like, pretty much a villain, but you kind of do like her in some sense. You enjoy her being a villainous character. And every now and then you do get glimpses of her being like a normal, regular person with emotions and feelings. And in that case, with Marcella, because, you know, she did really like Marcella. I mean, Marcella was probably, other than, I guess, Tommen, arguably, is like the most normal out of all of their kids. Yeah. And, you know, probably because of the fact that she, you know, was on a boat out of there a couple seasons back. You know, it is sad to see how that transpired, especially because I think out of all of her children, Marcella was probably the most innocent out of all of them. Like, she didn't do anything wrong. Like, she was just caught in the crossfire in a really shitty situation between people of Dorne and the Lannisters, and she was just a casualty. So I do feel horrible in that sense for her. However, I am very nervous for everyone because Cersei is probably going to get a lot of revenge. She was already upset about everything beforehand with the sparrows, and now she also has the added thing to deal with them killing her daughter, who she loved dearly. I'm nervous for many of the other people around that are, especially because we also saw what's going down over in Dorne, because I didn't expect to see Dorne again. But yeah, that seems to be interesting what we're cooking up there.
Well, speaking on Dorne, we do hop back over there. We see Ilaria, playing nice for just a little bit.
Very briefly.
With Prince Duran until he gets that letter letting him know what happened to Marcella. It's on, and they are in a full overthrow mode. Time to overthrow Prince Duran and the government of Dorne.
Yeah, it seems like the theme of the episode is just creating coups.
Yes.
Night's Watch and Ilaria and the Sand Snakes.
So they waste no time. Whoop, daggers to chest and backs immediately, throwing them along to get homeboy trying to escape. And then we see Trystane on his little boat making his little eyes, I think maybe for Marcella, like the little funeral.
Yeah, it looked
eyes.
like I think those are that's what I thought it was for.
Yeah.
I thought they were making them because they put them over people's eyes when they are laying there dead.
And then the Sand Snakes are like, nah, bro, you ain't gonna make it either. So might as well keep them for yourself because we're gonna kill you. We get another little interesting exchange between two of the Sand Snakes before they just unceremoniously stab Trystane to the face.
He was stupid. He should have looked at the other, Jessica Henwick had a whip. They're in a very small, confined space. What is she going to do with a whip?
I get it. You like your whip, girl. But sometimes you need to put the whip down and grab a more practical weapon from the cabinet.
What's that mean? What are you going to do with a whip in a closet? How are you going to use it? That's why he should have just faced away from her, or at least been in the middle, not paying attention to the chick with the giant spear that likes to stab people in the face.
How'd you feel about the Dorne stuff? The unexpected Dorne return.
I mean, it was interesting. I didn't dislike the Dorne stuff. Because, the Dorne in general was pretty underwhelming last season, just as a whole. Even if there were some bright spots throughout, especially with Ilaria. Because Ilaria, I think, is what brings the personality to Dorne, especially without Oberyn.
Yeah.
Sand Snakes, they're going to just be there. They're... thankfully they didn't have too many lines, especially the one that had the worst line probably in the whole show so far. Yeah, I don't know where that's going to go. I'm very intrigued to see where it goes. Now Ilaria's pretty much, I guess, taken over, killing what's his face? Was it Duran you said his name was?
Prince Duran, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess she's going to take over now, and they're going to probably go to war with the Lannisters, maybe. It'd be interesting, because, they already, clearly both sides of them want the smoke. Cersei's pissed off, and Jaime, they're pissed off because they just killed Marcella, and they, vice versa. They'll Sand Snakes and all them, Ilaria and all them. They've always, mostly everybody in the show hates Lannisters, though. To be fair, let's say, but yeah, the Sand Snakes, they're still there, I guess. Other than that, R.I.P. Trystane. He didn't really do much, but I think most of his scenes he was getting beaten up. He got knocked out and then he got stabbed through the face. So he didn't really get a whole lot. Florence Pugh's brother. Haven't seen him in anything else since this, or besides this, I should say. Yeah. So good for him.
Well, then over in Essos, in the Free Cities, we see Tyrion and Varys in Meereen, just kind of strolling the streets a little bit, surveying Meereen, seeing what's going on in this city. Obviously, just unrest everywhere amongst the former slave masters, amongst the now freedmen that were former slaves. Everybody is just beside themselves because Daenerys flew up on out of there. They don't know where she is. Some people might think she's dead. They don't know what's going on. So Tyrion's very skeptical of all of this mess going on. Meanwhile, Jorah and Dario out on the road, slick shading each other back and forth as they're on the march. But they do find this field. They find the Dothraki horde tracks, and then
Giant circle pit. Yeah.
Daenerys's little ring she dropped in episode 10, and figure that she is with the Dothraki at least. So I'm not sure how that helps them or doesn't help them, but they're on the right path.
Oh, the giant trail that they left wherever they went.
Meanwhile, Drogon nowhere to be found right now. He's out. He pieced. He's like deuces.
He came and helped him. He came and helped out when he was needed, and then realized that he still doesn't like people, and he's gone again.
Meanwhile, Daenerys looking rough. That hair looking rough. That outfit is just a shamble.
It was very reminiscent of many seasons ago when they were going through the desert and almost died.
She's back in chains. These people are mocking her, talking all kind of crazy stuff to her once again. And as that one gets real feisty, she she gets defiant, and they're all like, "Oh, okay, girl, this will be extra fun with you being so defiant." But she's like, "I was the wife of Khal Drogo, and part of the little Dothraki culture is you don't sleep with other Khals, Khaleesi's."
Yeah, of all the things they could have in their culture, that's somewhat decent. The one of the few things.
One of the few decent rules of their world. But they're also like, "Oh no, girl, we're not taking you back to Meereen. We're taking you to go live with the other widows in Dash Khaleen. That's where we're off to." She didn't look so pleased when she heard those words.
It's like I got a place to.
I got shit to
lead.
do.
I got a place to lead.
So how'd you feel about everything in Daenerys and Tyrion storyline?
It's fine. I mean, out of the big storylines, it wasn't like anything overly crazy. But I mean, Tyrion and Varys is always a highlight. You know, whenever they have conversations with one another, I think that is, you know, the episodes are bolstered by their hilarious banter and just like the slick shading that they do to one another. You know, like we saw with that woman that thought that Tyrion was trying to eat her baby. I thought that was hilarious. I mean, I feel bad because they're still dealing with these damn Sons of the Harpy and they're going crazy, burning stuff.
Damn it, we want to get to Westeros. Don't burn the ships.
Yeah, but it seems like not going too well in their absence. I don't know where Grey Worm and Melisandre were this episode. They're doing something, I guess. But as far as the stuff with Daenerys, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Daenerys' storyline has kind of, at this point, I'm not really sure what the direction is. As far as it seems like we're kind of plotting, you know, in one place, you know, we're not really going in the right the direction that I expected we would, because you know the whole goal is to eventually go to Westeros, you know, claim the throne, all that stuff. And it seems like we're kind of, well, I mean, this is just speculation. It seems like we're kind of just extending it with like more side adventures. Like we thought we were going to finally get that soon, and then now we're going to have her be stuck as like a prisoner going to hang out with widows of the Khal and all that stuff. But I don't think that'll be the case, hopefully anyway. But I mean, I'm glad that she stuck up for herself. You know, we see that growth of her as a character. You know, she used to be a much more subservient, meek kind of character that let people walk all over her, and now she's a lot more confident and is like, nah, actually, I'm not interested in all that stuff. I'm pretty badass. You know, I have like 10,000 titles after my name. You know, that's how cool I am.
It's a little shock she remembered her own titles, because it's usually Melisandre who does the speech.
There's a lot of titles. It's, you know, when you have to introduce yourself to people, that's definitely a mouthful to remember. But the stuff with Jorah and poor Jorah, getting roasted by Dario the entire time they're looking. I don't know though, like, because I'm nervous in that sense, because like, say they do go find the Dothraki, like there's a lot of them. Like, like there's 2 of them. Like I know Dario's pretty good at fighting, Jorah's pretty good at fighting,
but
I don't know if they could kill an entire Dothraki horde.
Just all these thousands of Dothraki.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm intrigued to see where that goes as well, just to see if that's going to be, you know, they're kind of on the case. They're going to keep trying to look for where Daenerys is with this camp of Dothraki people as she's trying to be, I guess, thrown to this area with all these widows. Hopefully it doesn't last that long. Hopefully she gets out of there quick, you know, sooner rather than later, instead of, you know, so we can get back to the drama in Meereen, which I find to be a little bit more interesting to elaborate on, because I don't know what we're going to do with these Sons of the Harpy, because it seems like they're pretty devious and it seems like there's no end in sight. You know, they're very crafty. I wonder who's leading them, because that's something that we've kind of speculated on, especially in this episode, that somebody's giving them orders. And it looked like, based on that shot, that wide shot, it looked like someone was creeping on them through the windows while they were talking. So I don't know if that was, probably was somebody from Sons of the Harpy. I don't know if it was like a
Prostitute Richard.
Yeah, maybe for all we know, the prostitute lady is actually the one behind everything, whatever her name is. We haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah. I mean, out of all of I guess the stuff with the sparrows is also a little, it's a lot as well, but man, it's an unruly plot line over there in Marine. I mean, it just is pure chaos. Like, we're starting season 6, and that whole city is just in chaos.
In flames.
No good, like, since they're so hidden, there's not an easy fix to these Sons of the Harpy either, that you could just like, okay, shit, let's wrap it up. Like, oh no.
We don't know. We don't know who is one and who isn't. It's just kind of a mystery.
Well, speaking of not being able to see, we have Arya. She's out here begging for change on the streets now, blind. She got kicked out of
Looking
House of Black and White.
Looking as raggedy as ever.
Once again, her and Daenerys kind of both looking like they did in earlier seasons. Arya's back to looking like a little street rat, and unprovoked, she gets attacked by Wade.
It's rude.
Like, it could have been, probably, I have a feeling Jaqen was like, okay, go to her, give her a training session. We're going to train her up. And instead, Waif is like, put up. No training today. I'm going to just beat the hell out of you.
Yeah. Arya's lessons in being Daredevil have failed.
I mean, it wasn't much with Arya, but how'd you feel about the little scene we got with her?
I mean, I felt bad. I felt, it was a very pitiful scene for her. She's been thrown out on the streets begging for money, and she's blind. I mean, how could I not feel bad for her in that sense? Because it's just, you've seen so much of Arya in these last 6 seasons, and now she's just like a blind beggar on the side of the street. And then getting her and as if that wasn't already bad enough, then you also have the waif come in and beat the crap out of her, and then like, I'll be back tomorrow. Like, enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I hope that Arya eventually, I guess, at the very least, regains her vision. I'm not sure of the rules when it comes to the vision. Can you get it back? Can you earn it back?
Can we make her Daredevil at the least, like something? Jesus.
Yeah. And next episode we see she puts on the black mask thing that Daredevil has. Yeah, the headband. I don't know. Poor Arya. I mean, the waif, I've never been a big fan of the waif anyway. But this is like, that's just mean. Just beating up on a blind girl.
Lord. Well, I guess it is kind of interesting because Daenerys had the like dragon ride moment, and then Arya had like her first big crazy kill. And then they both get thrown back to like their season 2 arc.
We'll give you some of your best moments of the show, and then we're gonna just bring you crashing down to earth.
Wait a minute, this is too happy for these characters. We gotta bring them back down to earth. Hold on. So, what are your predictions? I guess we'll say for season 6, with where everyone is right now, Tyler.
Well, I hope at the very least Arya gets her vision back. That's like, I guess that's kind of like a very streamlined, basic kind of prediction for Arya. I don't really know where else to really go from that. I guess continue to get revenge. First of all, see again. Second of all, or if you're not going to get your vision back, go Daredevil and hone your skills and then get revenge on people. I guess I don't know. I don't know with Daenerys. I mean, I'm hoping, predicting that Daenerys doesn't have to, or maybe sides, gets the Dothraki to be friends with her or something, or, just take another giant Dothraki army underneath of her. If she could convince them to come back, that would definitely help her get rid of the Sons of the Harpy, because there's a lot more of them. So that would be beneficial. I don't know where Drogon is. They could also just be like, I also have 3 dragons. Those are pretty cool. So if I were a Dothraki, I'd be like, oh, I want to see the dragons. Yeah. Take me to the dragons.
No, Drogon, make an appearance. The dragons do a lot of help in convincing people to do things. So if Drogon could just kind of appear, I think it would help Daenerys convince the Dothraki.
Yeah, I also feel bad for whoever has to deal with the other 2 dragons that are just locked away because they're just there somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, I hope Jon Snow is buried at least. I don't know. He's kind of just chilling, literally on the table. But I hope that Davos and them make it out of there. That's what I hope for. I hope their little coup they're having. Hopefully they've sorted out either through violence and killing the rest of the people, Alistair included, or they get away somehow. I hope somebody walks in on Melisandre. That's what I'm hoping for, that reaction. We've already seen how horrified Davos has been at reacting to Melisandre magic in the past. I imagine walking in on like a 20,000-year-old woman is going to be very shocking. I already kind of said it, but I mean, I feel like Cersei, especially more so her than Jaime, they're going to just like plan out the worst revenge possible, but whether it be against the Sparrows, Ilaria and all them over in Dorne. I mean, I don't know. I mean, especially now that she has that, the double whammy of hating them both very much. Especially this, I think Sparrows would take priority though, because of the
right
fact
there. Like you don't have to. She'll have to mount like an actual army to like sail and go over to Dorne. The Sparrows are just right here.
Right.
She
Yeah,
can just
has
go
the
down the
mountain.
street to catch one of them.
Yeah. So I mean, the Sparrows are a mess. Hopefully
Trying to
they
find
get.
that nasty man who was flashing her and all that bullshit. She's probably like, go find these people for me out in the streets.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I feel bad. I mean, I don't feel bad for Cersei, but I feel bad for the people that are going to probably suffer because of Cersei in this town, because she's going to make their lives a living hell. Also, where the hell is Tommen? He has been MIA for a while now.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be the king, and they just keep mentioning him, and he's just nowhere to be found. He's just. When was the last time we saw him? Was it when she was taken away by the Sparrows, Marjorie?
Yeah, it was in that little the day after the trial when Cersei was like, "Oh, let me go talk to Marjorie," and she got her ass thrown in jail. So I think that was like episode 7 of season 5.
And he just locked himself in his room and has never came out since. This is like, all right, well, I guess I'll be the king from my bedroom. Never gonna leave. I don't know. Poor Tommen.
Well, then, who were your faves and least faves for this season premiere?
Least faves, probably Sir Alistair and Ramsay. Well, Ramsay then Sir Alistair, if I had to rank them, I guess, per se. But Ramsay's always going to be the worst. And yeah, he's just like, oh, this girl that I was like fooling around with, feed her the dogs. Who cares?
That I've known since I was a child. Just throw her in for a
No.
dog food.
No sentimentality, just very psychopath, sociopath tendencies. Yeah. No emotion, no grief. Just don't want to waste the meat. Ramsay as well. I mean, Ramsay's dad. I mean, Roose.
Oh, Roose.
I mean, the Dothraki were okay, I guess. I mean, as a whole collective, they're kind of in the middle. Some of those Dothraki are a little bit messy, to say the least.
No Waif in the bottom.
Waif is definitely there. I've never been a big fan of Waif. She's up there. As far as characters I like, I think I liked a lot more characters than I disliked, Tyrion and Varys are always great. Davos was pretty good. Jon Snow, as he just laid there the whole episode.
Collected that check for laying around.
So just as a joke, throw Jon Snow in there. He did some great death acting.
Brienne and Todd action.
Theon was great. He got the old school Theon. Like you said, Brienne and Podrick. Sansa was, there. She was there. I mean, I don't dislike Sansa, but she kind of just let everybody. She's kind of just stuck in the middle of a lot of things, a lot of bad things. Jaime was pretty good. I mean, Jaime, in the best possible way, I guess you could say. He tried to comfort his woman in a time of distress, whatever you want to call their relationship, his woman / sister.
How they do.
Arya was cool. I feel bad for Arya. I don't really say I like her this episode. She didn't really do anything.
Yeah, she's one of those like, I still like you, Arya, but this episode, okay, fine.
Yeah,
I guess.
And I kind of would lump Daenerys in there too. Is like that, she wasn't bad, but she was there.
Just there, yeah. All right. Well, that was season 6, episode 1, The Red Woman. Where would Melisandre's old ass fall?
Am I ranking her in good and bad? For like, can I separate the two?
One and good.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll just do that to throw her into the list.
That was our reaction and discussion for season 6, episode 1. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos, including all of our reactions to the remaining episodes of Game of Thrones. Also, make sure that you are following and subscribe to Tyler. Tyler, where can they find you?
Yeah, if you search up my name on YouTube, Tyler Calvert, you'll find my channel for reviews, reactions, rankings, a bunch of other types of things. You know, we have trying to do Daredevil again, maybe one day. We're trying to, get through this because, I did the math and we got House of the Dragon coming in mid-August. So maybe we can also do some House of the Dragon content maybe by then. We'll have to see whether it be like a review, reaction-y kind of thing, because that could be fun. Because, it's a prequel anyway. So it's not like we have to. We could really actually just do both at the same time. We'll see. That's many months down the road. But either way, yeah, you can find me through, that's my YouTube channel, and then Twitter and Instagram, and it's Tyler Calvert.
All right, and make sure to leave your thoughts on the season 6 premiere in the comment section down below, or you can hit both of us up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.